And it's working? Is it working? I don't know. It shows I've got low bandwidth. Hopefully it'll start working here in a second. Hey everybody, I'm Zoe FPV. Welcome to my channel. I am here with a bit of a life update. For those of you that have been sticking with me over the last few months, oh hey, welcome to my... Oh geez. I can't handle my own voice. Okay, so thanks guys for joining me today. I have a bit of a life update, I guess, and just kind of letting y'all know what's going on. Sorry for not having a bunch of content out this last few weeks, and really sorry for all of the live streams. I know a lot of you don't particularly care for my live streams. I know it's kind of my lower performing content. But at the same time, I know a few of you actually do enjoy them and want to know what's going on. So this is for you. So first and foremost, I guess I got like 3 things on the plate. Unicorn update, just to get it out of the way. Stingray has finished a revision for the Unicorn after a bunch of feedback and back and forth between me and him. So hopefully we'll have the revision of the Unicorn up and going as of maybe later on this week. So I'm hoping to get the revisions of it this week and test it out. If it tests out well, I'll be doing a giveaway and searching for team pilots that want to fly the Unicorn. And team pilots will essentially get a free Unicorn frame. I'll want feedback. You're going to need to be able to build out the frame. And yeah, so I'll have details for that as soon as it starts to materialize, and as soon as the revision is finalized and it's ready for you guys to test out. The RV Drone Project is still moving forward. They've got some new electronics that should be coming back hopefully soon. So things are still moving forward with that. I've been really busy last week working on a work project, so that kind of took a lot of my energy. If I wasn't working on the motorhome, I was working on that. And that kind of brings to the motorhome, the main point of this live stream. It's not done yet. It's so close to being done, though, and we've gotten a lot done over the last 4 months, and oh my god, it's been 4 months. For those that don't know, the RV, when I got it, was donated to me, and it wasn't running. It had been sitting for about 4 years. It needed some TLC, and as of this weekend, I added up the costs and how much I've put into the RV up until this point, and I've got to say, it's gotten kind of pricey. The tires were $1,000, radiator was like $500 altogether. The generator was $800. Solar panel project with all the bits and bobs is like $2,200. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a bit of a spreadsheet and kind of go over some of that stuff. Spreadsheet. Okay, so first and foremost, so far I spent $8,668. Oh my god. Whew, that is quite a bit more money than I was ever anticipating having to spend on this. So just so you guys know and appreciate, this is the most expensive project I've ever undertaken. Tires, like I said, $1,000. Battery swap, had to buy all new batteries, that was $600. AAA, $100. The initial parts, like the master cylinder and a few other things to the engine to get it running initially and get it safe, $400. The generator was $800. My internet router was $350. Now, it was kind of a premium, but I have better internet now than I ever did plugged into a wall socket. Internet issues. I had overages because my internet had overages, so I ended up paying through the nose because of that. The radiator fix is close to $550, all said and done. A hot water fix, $120. Had to take it to an RV shop. My workbench altogether, I've got about $200 into it. I had to buy a chair, air purifier. I have 2 cats in here with me and my mom. You really want an air purifier if you deal with allergies and you live in an RV. Inverter, $400. Solar charge controller, $200. Automatic transfer switch. These things are important. The inverter takes the 12-volt power and gives me 110. The solar charge controller gives me power from the charge controller to the battery bank. And then the automatic transfer switch allows basically the charge controller to automatically transfer between the generator. So if the solar system runs out of power, everything will switch off and I can switch on to the generator system. Or if I know it's getting low, I can turn the generator on and it'll automatically transfer over to the generator and start charging the battery bank. Registration, catch up on the car on this, about $500. The window fix, there's a broken thing on the window that had to be fixed internally. Tools, window covers, solar wiring, the printer, microwave, had to replace the microwave 'cause it broke one night, it was just buzzing. Streaming setup, it's just like wires and stuff for the computer and a bunch of other things. The solar panels, $1,300. Insurance, $238. That's a lot of stuff. You may ask, Zoe, why did you share all this with us? Transparency. I wanted you guys to know what I was spending and what was being spent on what. And largely, this is a Patreon and GoFundMe backed thing. Like, I feel weird spending it on that, but if you were to actually take the money spent on the RV over the last 4 months and weigh it against how much I'd be spending living in Santa Cruz, it's almost a wash. And hopefully I'm not going to be continuously spending that money. The other point of the whole stream was to tell you that I'm getting close to finished with it. Because basically everything's purchased for the solar system, besides 3 more batteries. Things on this list are coming to a close. This RV went from being non-running, having a bunch of problems, to now being a functioning, fairly livable space. So I think that kind of speaks a lot to what's happened over the last 4 months. And it's been a bit of a mountain. And now that I'm almost to the top of the mountain, it's nice to be able to look down and be like, yeah, there's a lot that's happened because of that. And I want to give a huge shout out to Kent West, Scooter. He's done a lot of stuff on the RV, and it's been hard to work with my schedule, his schedule, and everything to get it done, but a lot of stuff has gotten done. And I really could not have gotten it done without him. Same goes for Sparky Josh, when Sparky was out here initially, helping me get the RV going. I didn't know if we were going to be able to get it done, but with Sparky's help we got it done, and we got the RV running and to Santa Cruz, which is 8 hours away from where it was picked up from. And yeah, so a lot of stuff is still happening. And one of the other big things, this whole stream has taken place on my new work computer. So I've had to fix my computer internally. I spent 3 weeks bashing my head on it, and then work was very kind enough to help hook me up with a new work computer. So I'm still hammering the little issues out here and there with it. A lot of stuff's been happening. I've been stressed out, to say the very least. So thank you guys. I'm going to try to answer some questions in chat. Let's see. I'm here. Yo, Inception. Stream looks good and great audio. Yes, I would love to test it. The cooling system is good now. For those that are wondering, yes, the cooling system is good now. Kent fixed the radiator. We replaced the radiator. It was definitely leaking. It had a bunch of oil fluid in it. And I should be testing it the final test of the cooling system will be tomorrow when I take the RV to get the faucet fixed for the bathroom so I can finally take a hot shower in my own RV. Let's see, next question. Adds up so quickly, but hey, well worth it. Stas Wright says, I'm very disappointed there's no hookers and blow on the spreadsheet. Yeah, no, I haven't had any money for any of that. Zoe, fifth wheel plus truck or motorhome? Also, is RV living a viable alternative to dorm in college for saving money? I'm not sure if I'm the right one to say if it's a good alternative to saving money in college. The biggest thing with RVs, this is definitely an RV, not a fifth wheel plus actual car. RV options a little more difficult in the city. You can't really drive this thing around very easily in tight city areas and park it and get away with parking it locally. If you're a starving college student and you don't have disabilities and you can get away with it, van living is a really good option because you can park that basically anywhere on campus and live on campus. The fifth wheel also would be kind of difficult because wherever you park it, you kind of have to have permission and or be allowed to park it there. So yeah, I'd say it's a viable option to saving money. I don't know if I've saved money yet, considering I've been putting a lot of money into the rig in the first place. So yeah, any other questions? What's up, Zoe? Hang in there, it'll get done, says Boots FPV. Dragonair says Alien Fist Bump. I think what you are one of the best pilots. Sure, you can drive it like you stole it, lol. A simple van with a hammock setup would be my dream. FPV van life. Yeah, I was really envious of the way Mr. Steele had his van set up, and in a different world with better physical capabilities, I could totally see myself being able to do van life, but I'm very fortunate to have the motorhome, even though it's still difficult for me to work on, and still difficult for me to park in places. It's probably the best option for me mobile living just because I'm a fairly big person and I do like having a little bit of space. So this kind of works out. The biggest thing with RVs especially is getting them serviced. If you are trying to do the whole van life thing, a 30-foot RV is very difficult to have anyone work on. Like, when you call up a place and they hear you have a giant RV, they're like, nope. Like, Walmart wouldn't even replace the tires on this thing after they found out it was a 30-foot RV. And when you, like, to get it smogged, they're call places up and like, oh yeah, no, nope, 30-foot RV, nope, can't do that. So I would say it's also more expensive. I mean, if you have a fifth wheel and a trailer, it's a little bit cheaper. Van life, I think, is the cheapest. RV life, it's definitely, it depends. I mean, I'm going to be tracking my expenses. My goal is to be able to start saving up money, or at least a little bit of money, so in case anything does happen in my life where, say, the transmission blows up or the motor blows up, I'll have those funds available there versus being like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So that's also been the stressful part. I've been putting a lot of money into the RV, and it's been difficult for me to want to put money into it, like I said, $8 grand, when I've had, like, when I get the money, I don't want to spend the money on it, because that money could be, I don't know, something could pop up, say something else happens and I need access to that cash. So it's a bit of a leap of faith for me to spend as much as I have on the solar setup and get that done. But at the same time, that was something I feel like has needed to be done. Without solar setup, I have to run the generator, and running the generator is very hard to do when you're trying to boondock in places that may not allow you to sleep in your vehicle. So having the solar setup will allow me to do that and allow everything to be stealth, quote unquote. Like, I'll be able to show up to a spot, put up the side panels in the windows, and have the solar running in the background, and nothing will be audible from the outside. It'll just look like another RV is just sitting there. So that's the end goal. Hopefully I'll get there in the next week. This is going to be the final push. The next, in a week from now, we will hopefully be on the road and on to the next adventure in life. And I can get back to making content that I'm passionate about, not being as stressed out about my living situation and everything else. And hopefully find a new normal in life, whatever that means. Anyways, guys, let's finish off with one more question or two more questions before I close up the stream. All we have different needs and wants. If there's one way to live, none of this would be questioned. Is it good on gas? I mean, the RV gets about 8 miles to the gallon, which is not great. So like I'm not going to be traveling a lot. My hope and plan is to find a spot to put the RV, travel a few hundred miles at a time, and not be traveling back and forth across the United States constantly. How's the stream going? I think pretty good. Is it too cheap? Let's see. I charge $150 an hour labor on RV repair, kind of a standard rate. So the place I'm going to in 29 Palms is charging me $110 an hour for working on the RV. California is expensive, and this is something I found out. This is like a pro tip. If I've found out one pro tip about RVs in my short time dealing with them, is that California is really expensive, and if you're gonna get work done in California, go to the cheapest county that you can. And San Bernardino County, which is where I am now, is the cheapest cost of living in California, and because of that, I believe it also has some of the cheapest repairs in California. And I've got to say, I've not been taken by the repair shop that I've gone to the couple times I've actually taken it in. And like the repair for the faucet, including the hardware, should be about 150 bucks. An hour worth of work for them. So that's cool, but most of the work that's being done is not being done at the RV repair shop. It's being done by Kent. And yeah, so on that note, Cali is crazy. They think everyone is rich. Yep. And Trafkeen is in San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco, you're probably going to have the most expensive repair rates. I know Santa Cruz was charging up the nose for everything. So, yeah, I think that's it. Anyways, I'm going to get off the stream. I wanted to keep this really short and sweet today so you guys knew what was going on in my life and all that good stuff. Thank you for being a part of it. Hopefully, I'll have more of an update over the next few days. The next video, like the proper produced video I want to do, is going to be a day trip with the RV, showing you all my first little excursion going somewhere to go fly with the RV once it's ready and done. So yeah, anyways, hopefully we'll have that video in a week. We'll see. Love your faces. Thanks for being here, and bye.